This is a demonstration of New York Studios Volume 2 SDX from Toontrack for Superior Drummer 2. This software is an expansion library to be used with Superior Drummer 2 and therefore cannot be used on its own unless you already have the Superior Drummer 2 sample playback engine. With this software, you actually get two different drum libraries. You get one drum library that was recorded at Untitled Studios in New York, and you also get a different drum library that was recorded at Hit Factory Studios in New York as well. I'll show you both of these in this video and let you hear how they sound and how they're different. I think both of these studios are very complementary to the stock library that comes with Superior Drummer, which is Avatar. The main difference between the different libraries is the drums and how they sound. So you get completely different drums in this library than the other one. And then obviously the room or the studio adds the character and the ambience that sets one studio apart from the other one. I'll show you here and let you hear some of how these things sound by going into the grooves and finding the a layer sample groove library. These are MIDI grooves that can be used, and I'll just play some of these back and let you hear how that sounds. So you can hear that the room sound is very present. Obviously you can turn this down if you want. This is just how the drum set is initialized when you first load up the library. I'll switch to some other drums. So that was just a kick drum. Let me switch the snare to hi-hat. I guess with this library you only get one hi-hat. So you can hear right away that's a completely different sound. Let you hear a few more. Takes a second to load up. Well, you'll see right now I'm just playing these back. I have no effects going, no compression, no EQ. I haven't even mixed the room mics into taste or anything like that. You can do all those things by using the mixer, putting in different effects if you like. There are also included in the drum library some just a few presets so you can hear the different ones. So you have the default kit, more of a basic kit, an alternate kit. I'll load these up and let you hear them. And you can also go in later on and add your own presets if you'd like for this library. Let you hear some of the more grooves. These grooves were recorded by Near Z, so they have a great human feel to them. They sound like they have a, it's not perfect. It's not like a computer or programmed drums. These have a very human element to them that make them sit well in a mix and also groove along with the song that you can play along with. There's some swing ones included as well. Here with the toms, you get, this is a Ludwig kit, so you get to see the different sizes. And with the cymbals, there's not a whole lot of cymbals in this setup. It's more of a minimal kind of setup compared to the Avatar Studios, which had a whole host of cymbals and more toms. Obviously, sound quality is something that is very important to Toontrack in their libraries, and this is no exception. These drum libraries take up as much as 12 gigabytes on your hard drive, so that's very many samples that are included, and you even have a bunch of room mics that I'm not even using right now. I just have one room mic going here, and you can add in a whole bunch of different room mics if your system can handle it. Next, let me switch over to Hit Factory and show you that one, how it compares. A few more cymbals and things like that. You also get some stick clicks that you can add in here. Show you these are different drums. You have more GMS. I guess they like to use the Black Beauty in each of them. A trick snare. Different kick drums. Instead of the Ludwig kit, this time they focused on a GMS kit. You have clear heads, coated heads, things like that for each of the different ones. And you can also go in here and switch the bass drum beater from a felt beater to a plastic beater, depending on what you think sounds good in your song. So let me play back some of these grooves again, give you a flavor of how this one sounds. Again, with this one, the MIDI grooves library is just in the layer. There's not a separate grooves library for each of the recordings. So much different room sound, and obviously the drums are different to this library. Give you an idea about the room mics that are included. Load up some more room mics so you can hear them. And even with all these different room mics, you're going to get a completely different flavor if you add in the far ones versus the close ones. So that's great. These libraries are very versatile. You can make really punchy drum sounds, or you can get really huge rocking room sounds as well. Let you hear a few more drums. That was a trick snare. Show you the brass shell. Switch over to the felt. So all in all, these are great drum libraries. They're both included. The Hit Factory and the Alair drum libraries are included. Again, you can use the X drum from Superior Drummer to mix and match between this library and the other ones if you have them. Obviously, if you have Superior Drummer, then you have the stock library. These libraries perfectly complement those. These are all very famous studios in New York that these drums were recorded at. These drums, I find that they sit well in many different styles of music, from pop to rock, even some more urban styles like R&B and rap if you want to use acoustic drums. All in all, sound quality, I think, is the main thing that sticks out to me about this drum library. These are deeply sampled drums, and they're very raw, so you can do your own effects on them if you'd like to, however you want to mix them to sit well in your recordings.